So how do you feel about your Nintendo?
The Switch or just Nintendo in general?
I guess we'll go
We
talk
just-
about Nintendo in
let's talk
general,
about-
and then we'll get into the Switch
So
specific.
I love Nintendo. I think Nintendo is. See, you got PlayStation and Xbox, which are like the big console war thing. And the way I see it, Xbox more for multiplayer, PlayStation's more single player. Then you got the PC Master Race, and then you got Nintendo, which is like
So you don't even put them like on the same playing field, or
no.
okay.
Nintendo is like off in its own world. PC Master Race, they're above everybody, and then you got the console wars. Then you got Nintendo over here, just doing its thing. Like they can just do a game with their name brand characters that everybody loves. And everybody's gonna buy it. That's the thing. Nintendo is just like a family name.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. It is a family name. It is gonna be in pretty much every household. Like there's gonna be Nintendo in like
Do you
every household.
think Nintendo will ever be like a Sega, where they just make games?
I don't know.
So I always thought it'd be cool if Nintendo just made games.
They would.
Because I was like, Nintendo makes really good games.
They do.
They aren't the best at making consoles. They come up with cool ideas. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of flaws. I kind of was like, well, Nintendo, you could have done a lot better in that area.
Yeah, and the Switch is definitely a big. We sort of discussed how I thought the flaws were. One of my personal flaws were with the Switch. Now you can go back through generations. I mean, the 64 controller. Why I love the 64. It is my favorite console of all time, just because I have so much nostalgia with the 64. The controller was a pain in the butt. I don't know if we're gonna swear on this.
I wasn't sure
The
which
pain
one,
in the
so I
A,
just kind of
but-
censored myself earlier. I was like, well, we'll talk about that
like
later. I probably
halfway
need
going
to.
through there, like, anyways, yeah, the controller was a pain.
Yeah.
Like the Z button way down there, it's like 3 handles.
I remember as a kid, I was really confused about the controller.
But I love the system so much. I think my biggest issue with Nintendo has been the controllers.
Yes.
I know, because like then the GameCube, that controller was okay.
And the Joy Cons are like, what are they, $70, right?
The Joy Cons, yeah, they're still like $70 to get the pair of Joy
So
Cons on the
expensive.
Switch.
I don't get it.
It is ridiculous expensive. The wireless controllers are like $50-$60. You can buy a wired one for like $20, and they're okay, but they're noisy. The buttons are noisy. But then, then the Wii came out, and the Wii, putting its foot forward. Nintendo just taking a leap into like motion sensing and stuff. And I think, like we talked again earlier, I think Nintendo really sort of pushed the VR and the motion because like no one else really messed with it so much. But then they're like, hey, here's our whole system.
Yeah.
Though I hated the Wii. I love their push towards being new and doing something great, but I've beat every Zelda game out there besides the one on the Wii. That
I remember
hasn't
which one
been
was Wii
ported.
exclusive.
The Skyward Sword.
Oh yeah, that one hasn't been ported, is it?
Yeah, that's the
Not
only
even
one
on the
that's
Wii
not
U.
been ported, and it's the only Zelda game I have not beat because I hated the Wii controllers.
Fair enough.
But then the Wii U came out, and that was sort of like a it was okay. I wasn't like really.
Wii U is basically basically the Switch, but just like a downgraded version.
Yeah. And now they got the Switch, and the Switch is just like this. I don't know. Like I have my there's things I don't care for about the Switch, but I still think it's like one of the best Nintendo consoles out there. It's definitely up there in consoles right now as well, just because it's accessible. It's got some great games.
Yeah.
It's new. They're doing things that no one else is doing.
At least not doing well, if
Yeah.
they are doing.
I mean, you can put it on the dock and you can play on your, with a controller, or you take it
Which
with
is really
you,
cool.
or you got the Joy Cons for motion control stuff. They got like 4 or 8 player games and stuff like that you could have. But well, no, for sure 4 player, up to 4 player.
I think
8
can
player
go to
you can
8.
do. I think if you have multiple Switches. I don't know how. I haven't really messed with doing like.
I
Smash
remember
Bros or anything
there's
like that.
certain games I think had more than 4 players, but I never actually saw how that worked.
Yeah, I have not really. But I mean, I know like the GameCube, you had adapters to plug in where the controllers were, so you can have like 8 people playing the
Yeah.
GameCube for like Smash Bros and stuff. So I'm assuming you can set it up some way like that. I haven't looked into that either, but I definitely think the Switch is up there in the consoles right now. It's definitely my favorite currently. I've been playing it a lot.